We spend so much time and money on skills training. But what about the invisible stuff, the architecture of our workplaces, the culture itself? So today, we're going to explore a really powerful idea. What if you could strategically build your entire workplace culture through play? Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first, let's get right to the heart of the challenge. We all know what a great company culture feels like when we're in one, but man, it is one of the hardest things to create on purpose.
Think about it for a second. Can you really just send out a memo that says, effective immediately, you will all trust each other and be a super collaborative team? Of course not. It sounds ridiculous, right? That's just not how people work. And that, right there, is the core of it. A real, living culture isn't built on mission statements you hang on the wall. It's forged in thousands of tiny moments. It's the shared wins, the shared struggles, the unspoken understanding that grows between people when they're actually in the trenches together.
So if you can't force a culture from the top down, how in the world do you build it from the ground up? Well, this is where it gets interesting, because here's a fascinating paradox for you. What if the key to building a serious, professional, high-performing culture was something that sounds like the exact opposite: strategic play?
Now, when I say gamification, I need you to get the image of people playing video games at their desks out of your head. That's not what this is. Think of it more like a flight simulator for teamwork. It's a powerful tool for creating this controlled, safe environment where your team can actually live out the values you want to build, but without the high-stakes, real-world consequences.
And this is where the magic really starts to happen. See, the simple act of playing a well-designed game together unlocks all these dynamics that are often kind of suppressed in a normal workday. It just breaks down the formal barriers and lets new connections form.
But how? How does a simple game actually do something as profound as building trust and culture? Let's break down the mechanics behind it.
So in a good game, trust isn't an abstract concept. It's built because you're sharing risk. You succeed or you fail together. All of a sudden, collaboration isn't just some corporate buzzword. It's the only way you can possibly win. And maybe most important of all, it creates this positive learning environment where making a mistake isn't seen as a failure. It's just part of the process.
And this idea is absolutely critical. In a game, failure is just data. It's feedback. This creates a space of psychological safety where people aren't afraid to take a risk or voice a crazy-sounding idea, which, let's be honest, is the secret sauce for real innovation and resilience.
Okay, so I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great in a controlled simulation. Sure, but how does any of this actually carry over into the real world, back at the office on a Tuesday morning? Let's build that bridge.
This is where it all just clicks into place. The things you do in the game are direct parallels to crucial business skills. Building an alliance in the game to survive, that's literally practice for a tough cross-functional project. Having to share limited resources to hit a common goal, that's budget and team management 101. And negotiating deals with other players, that's the exact same muscle you need to flex to align stakeholder interests.
And that is the whole point. The learning isn't just intellectual, it becomes ingrained, almost instinctual. They haven't just been told collaboration is a good idea, they've actually felt the success that comes from it. It becomes a habit, not just a concept from an email.
All right, let's make this super concrete. I want you to walk through a quick example with me so you can really see what this looks like.
So picture a game where teams have to pull off these really complex missions together. But here's the twist. The game is designed so that no single person has all the information, or all the resources, or all the skills. The only possible way to win is to work together.
And as the mission plays out, you start to see these incredible things happen. Communication goes from being optional to absolutely essential. People who don't have a formal leadership title naturally step up and guide the group. And maybe my favorite part, you see the quieter members of the team, the ones who might get overlooked in a typical meeting, find their moment and contribute a game-changing idea. The team literally learns how to be more than the sum of its parts.
So when you boil it all down, it's a simple but really powerful process. You start with a shared experience. That experience creates a safe space to practice the exact collaborative habits you want to see. And through that practice, those behaviors become internalized, so they just show up naturally back in the day-to-day workflow.
And that's why we have to completely reframe how we think about this stuff. This isn't just another training module you have to click through. It's a culture simulator. It's like a gym for your culture, a place to build that muscle memory for trust and teamwork so it becomes a core part of who you are as an organization.
So I'm going to leave you with one final thought to take back with you. Think about the biggest, hairiest, most annoying challenge your team is facing right now. Seriously, picture it. Now, what if, Instead of scheduling another meeting about it, you could frame it as a game to be won together. What new possibilities might that unlock?